You understand that these are creatures native to the Shadowfell.
Ooh, cool.
You believe people have called them things like death dogs, black hounds, shadow mastiffs, and they usually appear. They're usually summoned for service by foul sorcerers and and things and entities devoted to gloom and night and darkness and carnage. And
okay.
One thing you do
so
know
basically
about them,
edgy people.
what you do know about them is that usually they will not go into sunlight, especially not bright midday sunlight like this, because it weakens them severely. They thrive in the shadows and in the night, and you're not exactly sure why they were out in such broad daylight or what they wanted with this caravan, because usually they are sent to attack specific things. They don't just attack without purpose.
Seems pretty legit. Very strange. I don't normally attack like this. I basically just parrot back what I've already heard. Also, I'm kind of chatting with Corso, I kind of lean back. Hey, Corso, you believe in God? Or God? Worship any?
Convert him! Convert your prisoner!
You worship any gods by any chance?
I would like to listen in on this.
Okay. He just kind of sniffs and just says, not particularly. He's starting to sound like Gallagher. Oh no. What was his accent? Oh god.
I took you as one of those sort of people, you and Gragon can get along pretty well. Neither one of you really believe in the prayers of the Lords, saviors of us all.
I like that you're just completely taking him at his word with absolutely no insight checks.
I mean, I don't care if he worships a god.
Yeah, but if you're trying to actually learn about him, this person who's been lying to you before, you might want to know if you're telling the truth or not.
I figure you're probably lying to me, friend, but that's okay. I'll just take you at your face word. You should really listen to the words of the Wild Mother, or at the very least, of the Fate Weaver.
You're not even vouching for your own god. What the hell?
Well, I'm vouching for that as well. That's because that's like what my family believes, and also like what branch is into,
Yeah, I know. That's just really funny that you went for the Wild Mother first. I like that you went for the Wild Mother first, though.
The Fate Weaver is a great god, right? You believe in it. It means that men get their own fate in life, their own destiny. They can choose their own destiny.
He's turning Texan. Oh God.
That's what I believe in.
How have you turned Texan?
So what exactly are you doing? Back in Ebenden? Anyway.
Traveling north.
What, are you heading to Herrenheim, or what?
Oh my god, he's straight up gone southern, and I'm so scared for our lives. He just shakes his head.
Where are you heading then, my friend?
North.
Can you be a little more specific, please? I'm trying to make a nice conversation here. You're not really obliging now, are you?
Oh no. Make a persuasion check.
I don't know, man.
Why have you gone southern? Oh, hey, wow.
I don't know.
Okay. I go where I feel something's gone wrong.
A lot of places have gone wrong, my friend. You gotta be a little more specific than that, Everywhere's got the problems.
He keeps glancing over at Gallagher, kind of like warily. Just says, more Anthemir. That's where I was going.
More Anthemir. Would you dog know about what that place is?
Somebody in this party sure might. Unfortunately, he's not here.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
God damn it, Seth.
Noticing a trend.
Seth! Come back! What's happening? Roll a history check.
Seth, your camera, you are muted.
I think he said he was leaving. He was going to go get something. But,
I got a 3.
Fuck, you don't. You're not really. You know it. You don't even know about it. You don't even know it exists.
I'm not familiar. You got like family, you got like friends, maybe a lover up there,
Something went wrong there. That's where I was going. It's just like how something went wrong in Donskar, and I went there.
If you'd be a little more specific, maybe after we drop you off at Donskar, we even could head up there and help out,
He's starting to breathe a little heavily now, which strikes you a bit odd, and his gaze has kind of fallen a little bit away from your eyes, so he's just kind of looking a little past your shoulder. Something went wrong in Donskar. Something went wrong in the savannah, and something went wrong somewhere else. Sounds I can't even remember. I don't know how I know, but I know it when something goes wrong.
That's a peculiar ability, I must say.
Something went wrong in Belheim, something went wrong in Redbrook. And I got there and it was always too late.
Can you narrow in a little more specifically what it is? Do you know what it is, or just that something bad's going to happen?
Gallagher kind of raises his voice from the back of the cart and says, "The towns he's just named are all towns where he's been caught grave robbing." He's just kind of staring down at Corso while he speaks. He's not speaking a whole lot. He's just kind of listening in as you guys do that. He's got his arms crossed over his chest, and that's the first time he's spoken since you've gotten back in the cart.
All right, so the other thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go and make a perception, I'm going to go and see if Corso's like lying or not.
That would be an insight check.
Sure.
Thank God. Roll high. Fuck. It's just weird hearing him talk like this in a way that you've only met him a couple times, but all these times he's either been extremely guarded or kind of just a sarcastic punk, and it's very weird to see him kind of almost shaken. So you're not sure if what he's saying is legitimate or true. You're just a bit off-put by the entire thing.
What happened with the Prince of Donskar? Why did you feel?
His eyes just dart straight to Gallagher, kind of waiting to see if Gallagher's going to react, and all you see is that Gallagher's fist just kind of clenches.
Gallagher, what happened?
Well, we know Gallagher's story.
Gallagher's already told you guys, but Corso just kind of... The same thing that happened to all the others. He wasn't supposed to be down in that crypt. He wasn't supposed to die.
But he was dead, whether he was supposed to or not.
He just shakes his head. He says, "I don't know how I know that. I just know that they're not supposed to be dead. I can't explain why. They're just not."
Gallagher, what was the reason for the
Have you ever had visions before of the Fate Weaver?
Oh my God! Seth is leaving us for fondue. I can't believe him.
Fondue is pretty enticing. I'm just saying. But Sep's got fondue. That's pretty hard to beat.
Fine, okay. Ignore him. What was asked just now?
My mom is just laughing. I think all she heard was fondue.
Okay, Gallagher... No, Grigon asked something. What was it?
I wanted to ask Gallagher how the prince passed. Specifically, were there any oddities about it?
Okay, Gallagher just lifts his head and says, "Sickness, a fever, it went through the region. But he stayed sicker longer than most. He was a weak child, always. Frail.
And the clerics were unable to cure his affliction?
They tried to treat him while he was alive, and after he passed, they did bring clerics to try and revive him, but as I'm sure," he glances at Branch and Jog particularly, "I'm sure some of you know, resurrection only works if the spirit is willing."
Yeah, I know.
For whatever reason,
I've seen it more.
For whatever reason, that child did not want to come home. And he now looks straight at Corso and says, "And it is not our place to change that." And at this, Corso just kind of starts struggling a little bit, just kind of like sitting forward and says, "It wasn't supposed to happen." What were you saying, Branch?
Did. That's.
Are we moving while this conversation is going on?
Yeah.
I would assume so. Yeah. Who's driving, by the way?
Is it like
you said Oris? Oris is driving.
Hey, we taught him on the way there.
You said, okay, just handle the reins for now. Let the grown-ups talk. And he's like, okay. And he wants to, like, chest out reining in because, and Splint's
also everyone out.
Also, I will say Splint's.
Also, every now and then, he kind of points out and says, "Oris, all right, a little slower there, buddy.
Yeah,
all right, you're doing good." Every now and then, gives little pointers.
Jog. For the purposes of this conversation, Splint is kind of also helping steer him. So that gets rid of 2 people from this conversation, so you can focus on this other one.
All right.
So yes, you've been moving this whole time, just not so much at a fast pace because you were going fast for like several hours. You're just going at a regular pace now.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure because before the centaurs had been in the front, so she probably would have fallen to the side of the cart and walked alongside it so that she would be in the conversation.
Which is a bit hard because you are pretty short. You're shorter than the cart. But you're trying.
Don't worry, Corso. We got plenty of time to talk. That's pretty much all we're going to be doing for the next couple of days.
Oh, it's going to be longer than a 4-day journey to the Dawn Scar, okay?
Oh, I know. Also, the other thing I asked Corso, hey, Corso, you want some food or, I don't know, anything?
I feel like we lost wind of that conversation because Branch asked that question, but I feel like you were in the middle of it still.
Oh, sorry. Oh.
So, yeah. Grygon was saying something, I think.
I forget exactly what, but I'll move on.
I think I heard you say, but he was.
Sorry for butting in.
It's all right. How about and of what value would intruding upon the royal cemetery and stealing his body? What possible purpose could you have for doing such a thing?
Figure out why. Something's going wrong, and I don't know why, and it won't leave my head.
And you didn't find anything upon retrieving his body?
I didn't have time, and he looks at Gallagher.
Are there any other incidents such as this? Or was it only with the Crown Prince? Asking at Gallagher. Or actually, no, the both of them.
As he says, he's robbed graves across the Wildemore and the Savannah. And he says, when I feel something's going wrong, I go there. Every time I've been too late.
Is that why you were going through Eben then? Did you feel something going wrong there?
He kind of looks at you and just slowly nods. That time that's the only time I've gotten there before it happened.
Well, that's an improvement, right? Maybe next few times you do it, you'll be getting there days before it happens.
It had nothing to do with me. It was all your fault. You're the ones who did it that time.
What were the other graves that you found yourself in? Did they belong to simply anyone, or were they...
A peasant child in Redbrook. A young woman in Haldorth. I don't know, there's no pattern. That's why it doesn't make sense. It goes wrong, and it doesn't make sense. And it won't leave my head, and I can't stop thinking about it till I go there, and then they're already gone, and I can't do anything about it. And then I feel another one somewhere else, and I'm always too late, and there's people getting in my way.
I'm gonna...
Here's my theory. He has multiple personalities, and one of them is evil.
No,
What you doing, Grygon? What you doing?
I was gonna ask Aris to cast Detect Magic.
Can he do that? I was looking at his character sheet, and for some reason I couldn't find it, but maybe I was just blind.
I thought someone said they could do it.
Someone
I have
did.
Detect Magic, but I used up all my spell slots.
Oh, okay, that's fine. I don't know if that'll show up.
You could wait to do Detect Magic after you've had a long rest on the road.
Yeah. Well, depending on when we get there.
Okay. Well, you're going to be on the road heading to Donscar for a while.
Okay.
I assume you're just heading straight there.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
So you've started. You keep going north until you find a point where it branches east, and you start going east. So as the sun's starting to get low, but I'll just keeping on this same conversation thread before we lose it altogether. Anything else people are saying?
I'm gonna voice it out loud, but she brings us mostly thinking aloud. I wonder if it's connected to all the stuff that has been going on at the Fount of Death.
That's the one that I.
Oh.
That's the one you got to first.
Yeah,
Meaning
we saved a child.
That's what I just said.
You, by the way.
There was something that was going to go wrong there, and before I got there, I felt it just stop, and it's never done that before. So I figured someone must have
can be prevented.
Someone must have gotten there first. All the other times, by the time I've gotten there, they've already been dead. This is the one time it happened, and by the time I'd gotten to Eben Den, I could already feel something going wrong north in Moranthamir. It doesn't end.
You're right, it doesn't. You gotta figure some way to either get that out of your head or use it.
No, I believe he's onto something. Gallagher, I think that you could easily return Corso to Donscar and see that he is brought to justice for his crimes.
I intend to do just that.
Perhaps the rest of us can look into Corso's fears and travel to Moranthamir. Maybe he's right. He strikes me as a man who's honest, despite his trickeries. And I think it would be a shame if the greatest tool for stopping these incidents were thrown in prison.
He's going to he's going to meet justice either way. If you think that pursuing this is worthwhile, I can't very well stop you. I could perhaps advise hesitance to take him at his word.
Please
However,
don't hurt him.
I don't intend to hurt him unless he tries to escape. However, I will say that it is...
Don't kill him even then.
It is wise not to leave a job half finished. I say,
You're right. That's why we're not doing it. We're doing his jobs more.
We take him to Donscar. We let the royals deal with him. There are circles in Donscar that can get you directly to the ice field. That will cut time significantly. But the only way we would get access to them is if we brought them a fugitive that they have been seeking. That kind of gratitude, that would probably get you access to a circle, and you could go there and search for your heart's content. However, I intend to take him there. I intend to take him there. I'm going to take him there. And I suggest that you come with me and claim the reward that lays there.
Yeah, fair enough, my friend.
So it seems to me most of the people that he has mentioned so far has been rather young. Because if it was the child in Evenden, and then the prince, and then he mentioned the peasant child, and then a young woman, have there been any people older?
He hears this, he says, some older that die suddenly, but they're healthy. Some who live too long and then die suddenly. Some who are too young and then die suddenly. And then they don't come back.
Well, that's...
I told you there's no pattern.
Has the frequency of these events been increasing?
It's always been there. Sometimes there are dozens in the span of a year, and sometimes there's just one or two, and then sometimes it's just all at once. They scream, and then they go quiet, and then there's nothing. He's just kind of trembling in the cart against his bindings, just staring at you all.
How's Gallagher reacting to this?
Make an insight check. Oh God, oops.
Still,
Christ.
I mean, it's probably pretty clear if he's just being stubborn or if he sees some ounce of truth to it.
With that roll, he's a pretty tight book. So you're not sure what he's getting out of this, but you do notice that as opposed to his pretty angry attitude earlier, he seems to have calmed down a bit. He doesn't seem to be particularly receptive to anything he's hearing, but he is hearing it now. He's not cutting Corso off or telling him to shut up. You don't know what's happened between them in the past, how their encounters have gone otherwise, but just based off how you've seen him talk about and talk to Corso, he is listening. You're not sure if he's finding any truth in it or what. God, I'm hating that Sarah missed this. I'm gonna try and send her the video of it.
I can't wait for Seth to come back and find out that we're going to Ransom here. Eventually.
Yeah.
Also, Jog is kind of nestling up in the corner, kind of like, closing his eyes, basically.
Yeah, it's starting to get late, so you'll probably want to make camp soon. You've been traveling for.
All right, who wants to take watch of old Corso over there?
I'll take the first watch with Gallagher, if you don't mind.
I don't mind at all.
Go for it.
Yeah, I'll take second.
He's just chilling.
Let the child have the third watch.
Oh God, Splint. If sure, fuck it. Oris and Splint take that watch. Because it's almost 10 and we are down 2 people, I'm gonna say that we'll end it here as you guys are setting up camp for the night after successfully capturing and having an interesting conversation with Corso and Gallagher, and we'll pick that up next week.